Good morning and warm regards. I would like to convey the warm regards of your Turkish colleagues on the other side of the Black Sea. We are at the good stage, at least, that we are not trying to convince right now the policymakers or investors or even end users to use solar energy. But we are at the stage of right now how we can proceed with 100% renewables in our daily life, which is a great challenge. Before giving some examples with our site, how we experienced in the last 3 years, especially in the last 3 years, I would like to share the strengths which are the advantages of stimulating the market, in fact, the solar development. The population growth is growing in a high speed. And unfortunately, in our region, when we look at the lump sum, we are expecting a negative decrease. I mean, a decrease in our region. The absolute difference is negative, but the world is growing. And also, this growth mainly in the least developed countries, in the least developed regions. They are not only will grow by population, but also they are going to develop in daily life. So they need energy. And also the urbanization. It's expected that right now the urbanization by 2050 is reached to 66%. Right now we are having, the figures are 54%. So each investment requires energy within this respect. And also we can see how the progress happened in the last 35 years. Day by day we are getting more electrified. And while we are getting electrified, right now also coal and natural gas are the readily available technologies as solar energy. And we are at the stage of convincing the policymakers mainly to invest more renewable than the conventional ones. But of course the transition cannot be achieved at one night. And another figure, by 2030, the world population, 50% of the world population is going to be hosted in 662 cities. So we are going to construct new cities, which needs sustainability in this. So while we are growing, we need to pay attention the need for low carbon economy. And especially designing not only the cities, but designing the future, we need to be more energy efficient, and in the cities more multi-comfort, and also environmental friendly, trying to achieve zero carbon. This is crucial because as long as the growth is happening, unfortunately, always the supply side is increasing. Demand management or focusing on the energy efficiency is coming behind. When we look at the figures, while increasing the world energy demand, we see that, okay, the growth in the renewables is high than the others, but it's still not enough. As if we are targeting at least to be zero carbon, by 2040 there is still a big gap. And all these happenings also have a result at the end, which is very widely being discussed in the international committees, climate change. According to figures, according to the studies, it is very well known that it is directly related with the GDP growth, energy intensity, and fuel mix. So if we need to be more low carbon, or if we need to be zero carbon, we should focus on first energy efficiency, and the second one is also after decreasing the need, after managing the demand, to supply with by using the high efficient technologies supplied by supported by renewables. This slide can be used for all the countries. Even Ukraine and Turkey is similar. We are highly dependent on fossil fuels and we are importing. We don't have, but we only have renewables, which can be mainly said as local energy. And is it really a dream to succeed 100% renewable, or to be zero carbon or carbon neutral in our daily life? No. By using the technologies and also our design capabilities, it is easy. And if we start with the energy efficiency, then the renewables will be much more affordable to install. And there is also targets, which is being set by European Union, and almost all the countries also benefiting these legislations. Nearly zero energy buildings starting by 2018, by the end of 2018, by the beginning of 2019, with the public bodies. And this is 100% affecting or attracting our national energy efficiency action plans. How many of you read the Ukrainians' nationally determined contribution, which was mentioned in the Paris Agreement? Can I see the hands? We highly benefited EBRD's fund in the last 3 years in Turkey. We used more than $350 million in Turkey, and right now we are expecting more than that starting from this year. And mainly the solar energy benefited of these funds. In fact, when you start to design the future, we have some documents that we can benefit, how the countries focusing on running for the future. One is INDCs, mentioned during the Paris Agreement, and the second one is the National Energy Efficiency Action Plans. There are many policies or plans mentioned in these documents, which is stimulating our market, or which is giving some signals how we can orient our business. This is an example from us. We mentioned nearly zero energy buildings, which is affecting not only the construction market but also the energy market, and also in industry and in agriculture, mentioning always energy efficiency and renewables. But when I share you the targets, you will see that when you compare with the potential, of course the targets is not so challenging, but at least we are at the first step, and day by day it's increasing. And also energy. I will talk about more in the coming slides. And Turkey, by considering business as usual case, targeting 21% degrees by 2030. And European Union, when they set targets for 2020, most of them, I am sure, aware of 2020 targets. 20% renewable, 20% reduction in greenhouse gas emission, and also 20% energy efficiency. Right now they increased these targets. They are now talking about by 2030 40%, and by 2050 almost close to zero carbon. 85 or 90% reduction in comparison to 1990 levels. And in addition to that, energy efficiency and renewable targets raised to 20% from 20%, 27% from 20%. And what we see in the region, Ukraine already mentioned that it will not exceed 60% of greenhouse gas emission levels by which was achieved or which was resulted in 1990 by 2030. And Russia is more challenging a bit, 70-75% reduction is targeting. Belarus, 28%. Azerbaijan is 35% reduction. Kazakhstan, around 20% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions in comparison to 1990 levels. Republic Moldova is something around 65%, Montenegro 30%, and Kyrgyz Republic is just like us. I can say that it's not so challenging by considering, by taking into consideration business as usual case or 1990 levels. By taking into consideration 1990 levels is more challenging and more really needs hard effort to succeed that. And this also support the market growth and also innovation and the technology development. This is the orange ball. There is the world energy use in 2009. And what we receive per year, the solar energy by world. The renewables from green to very small yellow is the renewables. Every year we are receiving this. And on the right side, we see the conventional ones, fossil-based ones, non-renewable ones. The world all source, what we have in the world right now. So when you look at these figures, it's crucial that, hey, as a developer, as an industry person, or whatever we are, should follow the renewable side. And this is 2015. The orange ball a bit grow, but still we are receiving high amount of solar energy per year. Every year we are receiving this. And of course, some regions are more, let's say, lucky than us, but this is not a barrier to develop the solar energy. Unfortunately, we are, just like here, we are highly fuel-based consumption in Turkey. And when you look at this, oil, natural gas are the mains, and we are importing that. And when we look at the solar potential, it's over 500 gigawatts per year. 500 gigawatts per year, we are receiving this energy. Today, I will show you what we have. According to WWF's study in Turkey, they calculated that by 2050, the electricity demand we will face can be produced by only 1.6 thousand kilometers square. It's a very small area of Turkey with readily available technology with the current efficiencies. So not only always investing for one part, but we should always focus on also energy efficiency plus demand management. If we do that, then we can benefit the solar energy 24 hours when we consider also the development in storage, thermal storage and also electricity storage. We are having high radiation, but when you consider what we achieved by the end of Last year, only 1 gigawatt. Only 1 gigawatt. We started very late. I wish we started earlier than many countries, which will lead us to benefit, to reduce our import, to strengthen our negative current account deficit, and also provide employment. This is the short photo of Turkey right now. We need to spend more on energy efficiency and also the renewables, at least to strengthen our weakest points. And this is also valid for almost many countries. And the targets. The targets is, right now, by 2019, 3 gigawatts. By 2023, 5 gigawatts. And in INDC, it was mentioned that, it was stated that 10 gigawatts. And 2 days ago, our new minister explained that the target will be succeeded in 2027. So at least 3 years before 2030, we are targeting 10 gigawatts. But the point is, when you consider the high potential, we can achieve more. And as an industry, we see that it is very easy to achieve 20 gigawatts. And right now, it's very new. Yesterday, it was the new legislation for the roofs. Up to 10 kilowatts, everything will be much more easier for the end user to invest PV for the roofs. The market is running in 3 pillars right now. Unlicensed market, below 1 megawatt or up to 1 megawatt investments. Licensed market, over 1 megawatt. And also new mega projects, which was called as renewable energy zones. And mainly, we are facing 1,000 megawatts or 1.5 gigawatts or 3 gigawatts. Last month, it was ended, the first one, and through the online bidding, the result was 6.99 cents per kilowatt, US dollar kilowatts, cent per kilowatt. But it was asked to invest cell manufacturing as well in the land, and also module manufacturing, in addition to 1,000 megawatts of solar farm. We are having the regulations since 2001, but the speed up, we can say, in the last 3 years we faced. Many incentives, not only for the feed-in tariff, but also for the investment right now. Whatever you want to invest in Turkey, from any industrial plant or any energy plant, you are receiving many different kinds of incentives, priority investments or strategic investments as well, in addition to feed-in tariff supports. Right now the price is 13.3 till the end of 2020, but by the end of, starting from 2021, we will see what will happen. And for the licensed projects, you can also benefit the local manufacturing support in up to 6.7 cents per kilowatt. And what happened? We see that right now, around 20 manufacturers of module manufacturers right now, many EPC companies, from design to contracting, and also finance can be easily provided by the industry. Not only active in the market in Turkey, but also they are active in the region, from Middle East to CIS, and also they are highly exporting to European Union and USA right now, the industry. The only part that we don't have is the cell, and right now 3 companies already started for their investment to manufacture cells locally. And also Hanwha is one of the partners of the winners of this big bidding event, and they are going to invest cell manufacturing in Turkey as well. Finally, we reached 1% of the total installed capacity of Turkey. When you consider we are having 500 gigawatts of potential, by the end of last year, we only have right now the total installed capacity of Turkey is 79 gigawatts, covering all. So there's a huge potential that we can benefit. And the market growth is 2 years ago, it's between low and medium forecast, but now it is running between medium and high forecasts. Day by day, it is increasing. And right now, every month, we can succeed right now, 60 to 70 megawatts newly installed capacity. And these are 2016 new figures. We are not proud of 50 or 60 or 70 megawatts. The world is installing 75 gigawatt last year. And day by day it is increasing. When we consider INDCs of the countries and also national energy efficiency action plans, the world is going to invest more than that every year. So it's a huge market from production to end user. We will see many different cases. And also new, let's say, words we are started to face. Prosumers. We are producing energy where we are consuming. So it also helps to increase our energy efficiency efforts, from centralized solar PVs to decentralized energy production, whatever we have at that stage. And we see that almost 30% only being installed for lands. The rest are in buildings and roofs. And day by day, this part is increasing when we focused on nearly zero energy buildings. Of course, countries have different dynamics, and in these different dynamism, we are having different ratios for investment. But what was foreseen for the future is, especially rooftops will continue to increase. Not only PV, but also thermal still is the big, solar thermal is the big portion after wind energy among renewables. And we are also highly benefiting solar thermal. But we shouldn't use only for hot water. We also should focus on how we can develop heating and cooling of our spaces and the solar process heat, even district heating powered by solar energy. And also, while we are regenerating our cities, we should also focus on especially the countries having more sun, just like here, just like Antalya, just like Izmir, just like Turkey. We should focus on how we can benefit sun in our spaces, in our buildings. And many countries are working on how they can provide heating and cooling from renewables. There is still a big portion or big long distance to succeed 100%, but already started. And it can be foreseen, it can be calculated that by 2050, the all need of heating and cooling of European Union can be succeeded, can be provided by renewables. This is not a dream. So these are the trends which are supporting this solar energy development, and thanks God, we are in the right business by means of energy efficiency and also the renewables, just like food industry. Please, if you are not aware of these two websites, Please benefit of the reports and all the documents which are free. These are the International Energy Agency's technical collaboration programs, and in these programs there are many different tasks are running to provide know-how, knowledge or technology development, even policy development for the future to shape the markets. One is International Energy Agency Photovoltaic Power Systems Technology Program, Technology Collaboration Program, and the other one is, this is the PV one, and the other one is Solar Heating Cooling Program, Technical Collaboration Program. I am sure when you download all these materials in the task groups, you will highly benefit. And it's always said, low-hanging fruits, yeah, they are really, especially energy efficiency and the solar energy. When we consider, we can easily access, we can easily take, and we can easily install wherever we are. It's not like wind. Solar energy and also energy efficiency will be the pillars of the first steps to shape sustainable future. And always national energy efficiency action plans started to cover right now solar energy. And finally, yeah, for sustainable future, as I mentioned, two pillars, but progress is impossible without change, and the first step is changing the minds in our daily business life, changing the minds in policy making process to influence all the shareholders of the market stimulators. And is it the dream? Look at that, how the Germany is started to shape their future. Phase out nuclear power, reduction of greenhouse gas emissions 95% by 2050, development and renewable energy, and increase in energy efficiency. This is it. When you started to invest in energy efficiency by renovating, or regenerating the buildings and etc., afterwards to invest for renewables and new technologies will be much more affordable, because we already decreased the demand and we started to succeed the demand management. Thank you for your kind attention.